finding your style. So some people are really seamless at this and won't need to try this at all because they've already got it in their head. They're ready to go. They know what their style is. They know what they think looks good. They can match colors really easily. They can match textures. They just got it sealed in. My sister is one of those people. She's been living her entire life on a mood board since she was a small child. But some people really struggle with that. I definitely feel like I have a lot of different things that I like. I really like edgy and like, you know, kind of dark and sassy things, but I also really love like macrame and foliage. So I have to find a way to really mesh that together. So we're also going to try and separate the things that you just love as a person and the things that go with your brand. Because not every single thing you like as a person is going to go into your brand. Like, I love to do housework while listening to the Spice Girls. Does that fit with my brand? Not necessarily. So we're going to make sure that we take things that are going to fit with your brand and go well together, because all of your interests and all the things that you're drawn to don't necessarily weave together. And then we're going to take what we've built and move it forward into designing what we're going to post and what we're going to say. Sounds good? Okay, so I'm sure in school or in other projects you've had to make mood boards before. Basically what it is colors, photos, feelings, and textures that all go together to make your brand. Some people like to stick to only colors and fonts. Some people like to use only photos. I really like to mix all of these different things together. Even if you don't specifically use them, it's going to keep the feel together. So when you're making your mood boards, you can do this a couple of ways. You can do old school, take out the scissors and the magazines and paste it all together and have a physical thing. You can do it on your computer and place things together. That's how I usually like to do it, because that's how I learned. Got a graphic design background, so matching all my colors on the computer makes a lot of sense to me, especially when I do photography, because I do all my photo editing on a computer. You might have a mix of these things. You might make a little mood board on your computer, print it off, mix it with some other things. What we really want, and I don't want you to rush through this part, what I really want is for you to have, at the end, at least one of these 5 things. So you're going to have a couple colors that really stick with your brand. So they have to be colors that go well together. There are lots of color tool pickers online that will help you make sure that your colors are complementary to each other. You're also going to need to have photos, not just of a product or of a thing, but of a feeling. Okay, by the end of this mood board, we're going to have 5 super important things. Colors. We're going to have minimum of 3, max of 5. We don't want to get it overcomplicated. Fonts. If you have an amazing logo, there's your fonts right there. If not, something clean, something simple, and most importantly, easy to read. You're going to have photos. Photos that have a feel of what you want. So they should include some of the colors that you had, but they all should definitely have the feeling of what you want to emulate. So what do you want people to feel when they look at your stuff or work with you? That's what we want here. Next, we're going to have a song. I want you to put a song in there. You can either just write out some lyrics of it or the melody, whatever it is that makes you feel the way you want people to feel when they see your stuff. And then lastly, we're going to have textures. So is your brand more of a braided brand or wood grain or stone? We want some textures that are going to go with your brand. Pulling all of these things together is really going to give you a wide variety of what you're going to use for your branding. So we're not going to use all of these things in every single post, right? We don't want to just layer things on top of things just for the sake of it. What we're going to do is build a base so that every time you take a photo, make a graphic, take a selfie, you're going to look back and say, does this match my brand? And if not, we're going to change it. And if it does, great. Then you can add it to it. So some of your favorite posts, definitely add that to your board. We're going to try and make sure that it all fits and that it all is going to look seamless and cohesive. All right, guys, I'm just going to show you some examples here. So these are examples that I have created or I have found just to show you how things don't have to be identical. Things don't even have to be all the same color palette. But what is important is that the mood stays the same and the general theme stays the same. So if you go from all light and airy photos, suddenly switching to all dark and moody, that's going to be a huge transition for all the people who follow you, and they are going to not recognize your brand. If you want to do that, that's absolutely great. Rebrand yourself. But what we're trying to do here is find a way to get you a cohesive brand that you're going to use going forward. So if you're making a big change from what you did before, great, I'm all in. But what we're going to do is take what you've built here and use it going forward. So we want to make sure that we have things that match together, even if they go from light to dark, different textures, as long as it goes along with your theme and your board has these things that tie them together. That's what we're looking for. All right, so here's a couple more examples that we're going to flick through, and then I want you to start on your own. This is a time when you are very much allowed to send me some pictures, some questions. I do this for a living. I know what I'm looking for, so absolutely, please send me what you've got. Okay, how did you do? I can't wait to see it. We're going to be showing these off in our group coaching at the end of this week and on our one-on-one coaching if you have that, and I can't wait to see. Up next, we are going to start actually taking pictures. I hope you're ready. It's going to be a lot of fun.